Okay. Looks like we're live. Gonna just pop this link over into the Discord real quick. And there we go. Alrighty. Pop on over to there. We are now in Discord in case anyone wants to drop by. And we shall start the stream event in the Discord. Discord.gg/bunkercore for anybody who shows up who is not already in the Discord. And there we go. We are live. Yeah, here we are. Welcome everyone to the beginning of the stream. I'm just gonna be chilling out, creating some homebrew. May or may not go into campaigns that I'm running. And YouTube is apparently telling me my bitrate is low. Let's fix that. Hopefully I can fix that midstream. Okay. We're just gonna do the $13,500 apparently is what it wants to be at. We're gonna try it out, see if it explodes. I love YouTube trying to tell me it's low. The bit rate. Love it. There we go. Well, here we are. Finally gonna actually, let's dismiss the DnD Beyond 40% off thing. Let's get into some homebrew. Just have it open on my homebrew collection here. Stuff I have downloaded. We are gonna make a bunch of homebrew related to Wild Magic. Anyone stops by, gives me suggestions or whatnot, I will certainly take a look at that. But for now, I'm gonna arrange everything. Let's get OBS up so I can see everything working all right. So, according to OBS, I'm recording audio, so hopefully that's the case. Could just check YouTube and just watch my stream. But you know. Okay, everything works. It's working for once. But anyway, let's get into it. This is going to be like a kind of multitasking here. I'm creating homebrew that I think. I love wild magic, sorcerers, and the wild magic table and everything. And I want to implement wild magic in campaigns and stuff. It's a big part of the stuff I do outside of this channel. The whole face of what I'm making this channel, the little guy in the corner, is my wild magic sorcerer. He's a vibe. But I'm also gonna show exactly how abhorrent D&D Beyond's homebrew creation system is, because it is absolutely abhorrent. You would be better off just looking at something and then going online and finding a website that can emulate the look of of an actual official D&D thing and be good. Because I'll actually show it in my homebrew creations. The one chaotic flames, like this one right here. Is it this one or is it? I think it's this one. This one right here. It took me like an hour and a half in the creator to try to make it work. And all it does is emulate Chaotic Bolt, except a cantrip. I still haven't figured it out completely. Like 30 feet. It's supposed to be a cone. Right? But I can't figure out in the system how to get it. And I don't even think it was supposed to be 30 feet. I don't even think it was supposed to be a 30 feet cone. In fact, I'm going to edit and we're going to see what I put in here. Evocation, ranged, 30 foot. Instantaneous. Duration, there's no duration. Ritual spell at higher level scaling. So there. Okay, so yeah. Higher level scaling based on character level. There's no avatar. I found it. What does this do? So let's try a 15-foot cone. And remove the 30 feet. Let's see if I can do that. Or let's put 15 feet because apparently that's going to be necessary. Save the changes. View the homebrew spells. Or no. I want it. Sorry. 15 feet cone. I wonder if I edit, if I don't save changes, if it'll just be 15. No, it still wants to keep the 15-foot cone. See, abhorrent. This is... And to make it actually have a damage... its effect doesn't... See, like, this is just for spells. Just for spells. Which is crazy. We're gonna go in another tab.
Last time on.
Oh, I need to turn that off. I am using... Where are my mods? Okay, there we go. Disabled it for right now. Totally forgot I had that on. Glad I got rid of it now. I'm using Cone of Cold as a reference because I know that's a cold. Self 60 foot. Okay, so okay, I get it now. Because if you wanted it to have a range or a I'm learning more now. So you want it to have a self, and then it goes from self to the 15-foot cone. Why is it saying self 15 feet? Why is it doing that? Because this is also the other thing. I need to go into ranged. I need to put nothing and then put self. Because even if there's something inputted in that box and then you switch it, it keeps that information on that box. For whatever reason. So now, hopefully, self 15-foot cone. There we go. Chaotic Flames. My first... I have a couple versions of this. I have this version... And then we go into my homebrew creations. We have a Chaotic Flames that's published. That's just infinitely worse. I think. I really... It's just infinitely worse, I think. It essentially does the same thing, except it's just 60 foot, and it's not what I want. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the information we have from here. And we're going to... Because I can't delete this. So we're going to create a new version of this homebrew spell. And... no, we're gonna upload Chaotic Flames. We're gonna share this with the community. This is the one. This one is the one. Right here. That we're gonna be using. We're gonna be using this one from now on. 15 minutes in, and I haven't done anything. Have not done a single homebrew creation. We're going to change that by making another spell. Now, there's a couple mods for Baldur's Gate 3 that I've been playing with. And I love the concept of them. And for Wild Magic, it makes a lot of sense, because I feel like Wild Magic is just complete utter randomness and chaotic, kind of like Chaos Bolt. So we're going to take a couple of those mods that I've seen. They're called elemental spells. If I can find... I will... Or no, they're not. Yeah, they're elemental spells. Let me pull over. And we're going to use this as inspiration. Let's put this... Can I put that in here? I can, I think. So, Chromatic Spells by Shiveru. He's been making quite a few variants of already existing spells. Like Fireball, Scorching Ray, Magic Missiles, Thunderstorm, and then he has his own Chroma Dart spell, which I'm not going to implement into D&D Beyond. And they're just called Chromatic. And like a lot of these are mixing the spells, and you get to choose. I'm going to be taking this concept in kind of like Chaotic Bolt, having a random element depending on the two numbers the numbers you roll, or you get three, like let's say magic missiles you don't roll, so it's just random based on the damage you do is what element that thing is. And if you roll all the same numbers, something happens, kind of like Chaotic Bolt, where every time you roll, if you roll two of the same number, you can jump that damage to you can make another attack roll on another target, which is really cool. But this is the inspiration kind of Chromatic Spells, kind of like what I was wanting to mess with the topic of messing with already existing spells and giving them to Wild Magic sorcerers to give them more of a unique feel. That their magic is really out of control, because with Wild Magic it's supposed to be like, oh, you have this magic inside you, and it's not. You can't really control it. But you essentially are just trying to contain the wild magic surges. That's the whole point of the class. But I'm gonna give some unique spells with that. Like you would have, your spells wouldn't work exactly the same if that's what you're trying, if that's your whole bloodline, I would imagine. So there we are. So let's take a few spells and make some like wild versions of it. So what we're first going to do is what we're going to do is we're going to do a little thing called making the job easier. I already know I want magic missiles. Wild magic missiles. So we're copying that description. Let's create a spell. So we're gonna create, I think it's it should be an evocation spell. Magic missile, create. We're gonna name it Eltrin's Magic Missile. Eltrin is the name of my wild magic sorcerer being. We'll make it his spell. Since he is a wild magic sorcerer. Version 1, not version 2, version 1. Evocation. Casting time of 1 action. Verbal and somatic components, ranged up to 120 feet, instantaneous. You create 3. Each dart hits a creature. The dart deals 1d4 plus 1 damage to its target. The darts all strike simultaneously. Okay. It's only d4 damage. So maybe not doing it by damage. Maybe per... You just roll a d8? Roll a d8 per dart. I'm going to say per dart. Depending on the result, the damage type changes to the corresponding, I don't know how to spell, so we're going to just auto correct that, corresponding elements on the table below. Acid, cold, fire, force. So force is on here. Deals 1d. We're just gonna put damage for here. We don't want to give this to everybody. We want to just give this to the Wild Magic Sorcerer. Wild Magic Sorcerer, higher level scaling. Acid, flames are a bright green color. We're gonna change this from acid to darts, simply because these aren't flames. But this is the chart we're gonna use. I know there's a much. I did it with another one where there's a much nicer looking chart. But honestly, it takes up a lot of space for no reason. And it doesn't have to look fancy. Especially if, well, magic, it ain't fancy. It does what it does. Could have did that a lot easier. But there we go, darts. Roll a d8. So every time... So let's say you upscale it and you get 5 darts, you roll the d8 5 times. And so all the damage could be different. And I think with Magic Missile, I think trying to scale these out is kind of difficult. Like, should it do anything else? I think for Magic Missile, it being Magic Missile, it automatically hits. Maybe that should be it. It should just do random damage. And that's that. All right. Sorry. So, maybe because these are all going to be limited to Wild Magic Sorcerers. Maybe we can put for some of these a sorcery point cost, right? So like you can spend how many sorcery points to choose the damage you deal for the Electron's Magic Missile. So you can spend 1 sorcery point. How about like 1 sorcery point per dart? So like you hit it and it's like, oh, this being is immune to fire damage. Let's say you're fighting like a fire elemental or something, or an imp or something like that, or whatever is immune to fire damage. Once you figure that out, or if you already know that, you spend a sorcery point you have to spend the sorcery points before you cast the spell, like when you cast the spell, to change the dart, to make it sure it's not fire damage. Like if you want a specific damage, you can change it to where it does that specific damage. I like adding a cost as well, because at like low levels, maybe you're more hesitant to use those because you don't have a lot of them. But when you get higher levels, it's like, hey, it's just changing you're using your innate magic to change the spell and to kind of try to harness some of that chaotic energy. And maybe if you use sorcery points to change this spell, you have a higher chance of surging. Maybe it's if you change it at all. Let's put in control the damage type of the spell by using one sorcery point per dart you wish to affect. Every time you change the spell this way, roll a d20. On a 1, you Wild Magic Surge. I think that's fair. So if you want to change all your darts and you roll, you upcast it, you get 6 darts, you use 6 sorcery points, you're higher level, use 6 sorcery points to change a dart. You use a what is it? You roll a d20, you have a chance to you roll a d20 6 times, and if you roll not one on any of those, you'd surge. I'm gonna add this surge can only happen once per turn. So if you roll a d20, the moment you get a 1, you stop rolling. So you don't get like 6. For some reason, you roll really bad, you get like 3 or 4 surges at once. No, it's just one time. Which I feel like is fair. I feel like it's fair. So damage force, 1d4 plus 1. So the fixed value is an added, I'm guessing. Details, 3 darts. Fixed value is... So it's not the primary stat. It's based on +1. There we go. And at higher levels, you get 1 dart. 1 extra dart per level. That's cool. That's why I like just changing some spells sometimes to get you started off with the editor, because sometimes you need to know what a spell does so that when you make your own spell, you know how to do it in the editor easier. So if we were to look at Eldritch Magic Missile real quick here, 120 feet. It says force, but you can't really add the way it kind of scales. Like, you can't choose damage type. It's just going to show up force, but in the description, obviously, it tells you the different damages you can deal. So, for example, if you really wanted to take Eldritch Magic Missile and then be all force damage for whatever reason, instead of taking normal Magic Missile, whatever you'd like, spend the sorcery points. You're a sorcerer. Only Wild Magic sorcerers can access this spell. And I'm feeling like for most of these spells, it's going to be Wild Magic sorcerers only, or a homebrew Wild Magic wizard, maybe, as well. But I haven't made that yet. I have a downloaded version of someone else's, but honestly, I don't like that one. We may create a wizard subclass. We'll see. We'll see how long how long we're going here. We've been already at it for half an hour. Let's go. So, Elktrin's Magic Missile is here and ready. I think all of these are going to be found on D&D Beyond. I'm going to link them below. I'm going to link them below in the description when I upload this. And actually, can I do it now? I wonder. Can I edit during? I might be able to. We're not gonna. I'm gonna upload this as a video. So, and for any watching after the fact, I will may or may not be using all this homebrew stuff in the current campaign I'm running. Which hopefully the first episode should be uploaded soon after I just need to get all of the homebrew stuff that I've bought and put it in a little list to make sure, make sure I don't leave anybody out. We'll see. But anyway. Technically, it's the second spell of the wild magic nature I've made. But, I could do a Scorching Ray. I could. It'd be very easy. But, I think, let's create a new spell. And we're just going to look at all of the, let's look at all the evocation that we have here. You could do a fireball. With the same kind of similar, it does random damage based on the number, the damage you deal. Let's see here. We could do a smite. But that'd be for like a paladin. Let's do a fireball first. We're also going to name it, we're just going to name it Chaotic, I think. Chaotic Fireball. And in fact, we're going to just give it to the Sorcerer Wild Magic. Target, it takes 8d8 fire damage, 8d6 fire damage. What level of spell? This is a 3rd level spell. Okay. So. Each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere must make a dexterity saving throw. Target takes 8d6 fire damage. So let's just do damage. because damage will be determined by a dice roll here. We're gonna take away the material component completely. Okay, so how do we determine damage? Is all of the d6 going to be... So let's say I want to keep the whole thing. It's not going to also be flammable. So damage type is determined by each roll of... Determined by a D8 roll, because I realized I did D8 roll per D6, so 6 D6 rolls. So by a D, so it would be 8 D8 rolls. Level 3. So, no, it'd be 8. Yeah, 8 D8 rolls. No, you know what? By a roll on the D20 when casting. No, it's going to be determined by rolling a number of D20s equal to the level of the spell being cast. Choose between the numbers rolled according to the no idea. Okay, so time is determined by rolling a D8 per level of spell cast. Choose between the options determined by the D8 on the table below for the damage type of the explosion. And then by spending a number of sorcery points equal to the level of the spell cast, you may forego the random D8 rolls and choose the type of damage for the explosion. So the price to determine. So if you cast this at level 3, you roll 3 d8s, and depending on which ones you get, determine whether or not you determine whether or not you what damage you get, or if you spend sorcery points equal to the level. I feel like equal to the level makes a lot of sense, especially because that's still going to be a big chunk if you want to upcast it. You can specifically deal the damage. I feel like this kind of offsets the tendency for Fireball to be it all in, you're just going to throw it to do a bunch of damage. And all it does is cost a spell slot. A 3rd level spell slot, which later on, you still have that choice. Maybe I should make it, if you're going to use sorcery points to change the damage, you just roll a d8. And then you get whatever. Yes, I don't think... I think maybe rolling just 2d8. 2d8. Choose between the options determined by the d8 on the table below. And then you spend sorcery points equal to the level cast. You can forego the random d8 rolls and choose the type of damage. So you roll 2, kind of like chaotic bolt, and you choose those damage. It is definitely I feel like there's a lot more random, because a d8 per level, like you cast it at 5th or 6th level, you have a good chance of being able to choose exactly what damage you want, which foregoes the using the sorcery points to immediately choose. And then, whenever you change a spell, this spell this way, roll a d20, roll a number of d20s equal to the amount of sorcery points used. If the number is 1, you Wild Magic Surge. You can only surge this way once per turn. Okay. I think this is cool. I think we can work with this. And honestly, there we go. Okay, let's save the changes. Look at Chaotic Fireball. And there we go. Let's go to my homebrew creations here. Share this with the community. get to look through all my other stuff here. Where's Elktron's magic missile? Also share that. There we go. We're gonna delete this boy. I did create some other homebrew for videos I did not post or ever get the chance to post. They got messed up, but I have them: Hero's Blade and Mask of Immolation, based off of two different Magic the Gathering cards, funnily enough. Those are also going to be available to look at, but let's create something different. I feel like we've created a couple spells, a couple of well-known spells. Maybe we should create our own spell. But I feel like Wild Magic is already just taking innate magic and making it wild and chaotic. Maybe. Let's create one more spell from scratch. I'm thinking you have this energy built up in you. What if you could release all that energy at once into random bursts of energy? It's like an area of effect centered on yourself. Everything around you gets blasted by damage. But if you use I would say if you use sorcery points, you can make certain people immune, but that's already careful spell. So let's not do that. No, I think for this one, maybe this one, if you decide to use it, you will surge. Because you're releasing all that built up wild energy in you. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So, let's call it. Yeah, we're just gonna call it Elktron's Wild Burst. We're gonna name it after Elktron again. Version 1. This thing is gonna be, I'm gonna say it's let's make it a 5th level spell. It's gonna deal a lot of damage. Spell school of we're gonna just evocation. Casting time of 1 action. It has vocal components, somatic components. Spell type, self, instantaneous. Because I believe I know now how to do a thing. So release built up wild magic within you, releasing it into an area of effect of damaging energies around you. When you cast the spell, every creature within... How big do we want it to be? Let me get a image on what a 30-foot radius would be. A 20-foot radius is huge already. You know what? Let's do a 20-foot radius. So it's very big. 20-foot radius. All creatures within this radius. I keep doing radio. Radius must make a successful dexterity save against your spell save DC. On a fail, the creature takes I want it to be a lot of damage. That's the thing. Let's do 8d10. No, let's do 10d10. We're going to do 10d10 damage. On a successful save, the creature still takes half damage. Per each d10 rolled. Look at the number rolled on the d10 and or should we do 10d8? Let's do 10d8. And the damage type of that roll is determined by the table below. So, for example, if your first d8 roll is on a 2, so let's put this here. Then you deal 2 cold damage for that roll. If the second roll you make is then a 5, then that 5 damage is lightning damage, so on and so forth. You can spend sorcery points equal to the amount of d8s rolled equal to the amount, no, equal to the spell's level to change the entirety of the spell's damage to one type of damage, foregoing the use of the table, but still rolling the d8s to determine damage. Okay. Whenever you cast this spell, you automatically Wild Magic Search, and nothing can be done to prevent this from happening. At higher levels, if you cast this spell at higher levels, the number of d8s increase by 2 for each level above 5th. The caster of this spell must also make a the caster of the spell takes damage equal to half of the damage done by the spell. The first roll is a 5, then you round down to 2. However, you would still damage taken this way does not have a specific element attached to it. This damage cannot be reduced in any way. The magic cannot prevent damage via careful spell or other ways. So you can't use meta magic to not take that damage. If you use the spell, you're taking damage. At higher levels, spell level, I guess? Create spell. So we're gonna look up real quick. We're gonna look this up. I'm thinking Oh, I picked the one spell. That doesn't... Let's just do... I'm looking to see how to scale things. I know Scorching Ray can scale. Yeah, so it is spell scale. I'm going to look at the modifiers here to see. So we're just going to do damage modifier type. We're just going to do acid. It's the first one. 10 D8. We'll also have it use the primary stat. So when we do this, 10d8 plus your spell modifier damage. So higher levels. Okay, so this would be the increment, so probably 1. No. So fireball modifier damage. Scale effect. So additional points for damage or healing. So additional points. 2d8. Save. Save changes. And what we're going to do is I'm going to real quick go on to a Wild Magic Sorcerer boy. Real quick. And we're going to level him up. And we're going to take that spell. We're going to take that spell and that spell's and we're going to look at it and we're going to see if when we look at it if it stacks. So it'll be above 5th. Oh, that's unfortunate. Why is it additional count? We're going to try additional count because additional points, additional count 2d8. And we're going to see if this works. Spells, manage spells, add spells. Wild Burst. It's still saying 2d8 plus 4. Why is it saying 2d8 plus 4? It shouldn't be. We need to go and create. We need to get a spell that when it increases per level. And we need to see how it works. Additional points, 1d6 initial damage. Okay, so damage for additional points. Dice roll. So additional points. Save changes. So because it did Scorching Ray, which was additional rays, which just puts it in the description of needing additional rays. Maybe. Now, if I go back to the Wild Magic Sorcerer, see, we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. I know you can't see me interacting with this because I'm interacting with a character that I don't want revealed quite yet. It's still saying 2d8 plus 4. And I want to know why. Why is it saying 2d8 plus 4? It shouldn't be. It should be saying d10s. It shouldn't even be saying d10s. It should be saying d8. So what we're going to do is I'm going to see if it's just not for some reason saving. What we're going to do, save changes, it should just now just be 10d8. Can I refresh and it'll change that spell? No. No. No, it is not. So, maybe I have to close out, go back to characters, go back to you, the spells. It's still saying 2d8 plus 4. So, delete. Options Wild Burst. There, 10d8 plus 4. Now, for some reason, specifically, one additional count to d8. Maybe I don't do the modifier. Maybe that's it. Maybe I don't modify the damage. You would think you would have to, right? Like you think you would have to, but maybe you don't. Maybe. No, that's not it. Maybe you have to do the damage. Okay, let's look at the sheet now. Let's look at the spell now. Let's look at the spell now. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's tedious for no reason. So first of all, let's change the basic information to D instead of DnD8 for each D8 rolled, and see if that changes. When I take away the spell and add the spell back.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I got corona.
Damn, bro. Chill, I'm streaming, bro. They'll shut me down.
No, you're streaming. What are you streaming?
Did you not look at the event at all before joining the channel?
Do you ever see me do that?
It's literally like in the channel name, bro. You have to look at it to join the channel.
Well, you're streaming, so I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I'll be fine.
I'm doing homebrew right now, and it's fighting me. D&D Beyond is fighting me. I hate it. I hate it so much. It's an experience all on its own. I want the damage to go up. That's all I want this spell to do, and it's not doing it. It's deciding it doesn't want to. So
if you want us to leave you alone, or
no, you can chill. I just want you to be aware that I'm streaming, if that's all right with you guys.
No, I'll just scream in the top of my lungs.
Damn, crazy. Maybe.
Mute because I'm actively speak most likely.
Sorry, I'm just save type dexterity. Save. Okay, let's see what this did. That actually worked. You know what? It's working. I've got it working for the most part. It just doesn't automatically scale the damage for whatever reason. I don't know why. And I know when I do this specific option of doing additional points instead of additional count, I know it's just going to change the damage to 2d8. No, it just doesn't do anything again. Or did I not save it first? Using D&D Beyond's homebrew creation is... Yep, no, that just changes it to 2d8. I don't... Special. Damage increases by 2d8 level of 5th. Okay. That's not what I wanted. The damage is still not back. That's unfortunate. Just don't scale the modifier. What if I damage additional count? Just dice. You know what? No, I'm just gonna keep it that way for now. Why is it still saying 2d8? It's just here now. And modifier. No. Um, spell. I figured it out.
Good job.
You know, you would think the thing to put would be spell level.
Mm-hmm.
No, I need to put spell scale.
Alright.
Okay, it's because spell level is adding different effects per level. Okay, let's see if this works. 1 damage, scale effect, additional count, dice, 2, d8, save, go back to character. I've been working on this spell for the past half an hour.
God.
It's ridiculous. The only reason I did the other two so easily on stream is because I literally just copied spells and changed them. It's still not working. Okay. Alright. Maybe... Hold up. Maybe now, instead of additional count, it needs to be additional points? Maybe? Thought I had it. Maybe I have it. I do have it. There. Okay. It's done. Ooh. Oh boy.
You got it right?
Yeah, I got it. And now it's scaling right. Thank goodness D&D Beyond doesn't at all make things simple. You have to have a master's degree in life just to figure out what these things mean. I don't know. It's not even that big of a spell. It wasn't even doing that much. It's just sort of vibing.
The vibe check spell.
The vibe check. It is literally a vibe check spell. It is literally a area of effect damage spell centered on yourself. Like,
Damn.
yeah. I'll be putting all of these in the Discord I'll be making a new thing in the D&D platform. But there we are. I really wish I kept track of how long that took. Just trying to figure. I got most of it done. It's just trying to figure out to make D&D Beyond scale the amount of dice per level of spell, like above.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very complicated, apparently. And the things that you would think would make sense are not what you're supposed to do. I figured it out. We're vibing. How long have I been streaming for? Almost an hour and a half. Might finish up the stream here and then just later record some more, maybe. I don't know.
You do what you want.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I don't know if I want to deal with D&D Beyond's homebrew thing anymore. I'm gonna be straight. They were pretty cool spells. I'm happy with the spells I made, but again, 2 of them were just copying another spell and making them different by like changing very basic stuff. Actually, while I'm sitting here, I know this one works. I'm gonna check this one. I'm gonna check this one. So those counts work right. What about... Okay, that works right, of course, because I just copied it from what D&D Beyond already had. Okay, yeah, no, all the spells I made work. How fun. Time to share this one. But yeah, I think, you know what? I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream for now. I don't feel like dealing with Homebrew Creator anymore. My energy has been sapped. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up for today. Alright, just mute myself on Discord real quick. Gonna wrap up the stream. I really don't feel like dealing with this creator. It was so dumb. I just need to change one thing that I didn't think I'd have to change. But that kind of, at least the spell creator can be whack when it comes to creating homebrew. But yep, gonna wrap it up. For those watching after the fact, go down in the description. I'm gonna post the links to all of these spells that I've created if you would like to use them for your Wild Magic Sorcerer. But yeah,